Welcome to the channel and this first look at a new city building game called Nebuchadnezzar. This was released on the 17th of February 2021 if you're watching this in the future. It was developed by a company called Nepos Games, and to be honest I don't know much about them, and I don't know that much about the game actually, because this first look is going to be very much straight out the box. So before we get into it, just have a quick look at the menu. We've got a settings menu, a mod manager. Obviously the game only came out yesterday, so there's no mods, not as far as I know. Can load a game. We got scenarios. I don't think there's any scenarios. Nope. So we're gonna have to play the campaign. It says here, select a campaign, Mesopotamia. Yep. And you can see here what I've done is I've done a little bit of this just as a camera test, but not very much at all. So we're just going to go in. I think we'll start with this as well. So what we got here: objective, population 300, stored goods, wheat 20, bread 20. We've got to build 12 shacks. And you can see on this map here that the game is based around Mesopotamia. And for any of you who've got long memories, this game is very similar in structure and look as Pharaoh and Caesar, which came out I think in the late 1990s. Those were two games that really got me into city building a very long time ago, and it'd be quite interesting to see how this game relates to those games. And difficulty settings, we'll go normal, I presume. Don't press any key to start. It says here, your group of nomads has finally found what they're seeking for so long: an area of sufficient fertile soil and a good climate, an ideal place for a permanent settlement. And you, as the leader of the group, will there be the most important role and organize the construction of your new home. Okay, I am Gilgamesh, and will be your guide your first few missions, during which I will walk you through the basics of the game, as well as cover a few advanced techniques. Ready to get started? I think we'll do the tutorial, one, because I haven't played the game, and also I think the quality of the tutorial is always a good indication of what the game is like. First thing we need to show you is how to move the window. Simply grab any part and center mouse button. We can scroll that. It's like we can't go up and down very much. We can go left and right quite a lot. And this gives us our first look at the isometric view, which is very common with the Pharaoh game. So you can definitely see the roots of this game from that era. Okay, try it on me and we'll continue. Okay, close the window, right click. Okay, excellent. Since you want to continue, I've opened the window again. Now, to show you how to move around the map, there are three ways to do this. First thing is using the WASD keys. Yep. I don't know what the second way is: to move the cursor to the edge of the screen. Must admit, I'm not a big fan of side scrolling. I normally tend to turn it off because I tend to move the cursor there, and I don't want the map to flip. But anyway, we'll just do that. Right, you can also zoom out and better. And we're using the center mouse button to do that. There's not much of a zoom range. I would expect it to have been able to zoom in a little bit closer. Come on. Another function you've been probably using frequently is the ability to speed the game up. The current speed is shown in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, we can see that. If you only need to speed up the game temporarily, the best option is to hold down the speed up key for default settings. That is the E key. So we hold that and things go. If you want to change the game speed for a longer period of time, there are two ways. The first is using the num plus and negative keys, and I presume you can click up here and back again as well. The other option is to click on the buttons next to the which is what I've just done. Okay, you can pause the game either by using the space bar, yep, and by clicking on the button shown here, so which is this one up here. Yep. User interface also has other elements, but I'll explain them later. Actually, there's one more thing I need to show you. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll notice a few green question marks. These represent new sections of the game's wiki, where each such section contains an in-depth explanation of the gameplay mechanics of Nebuchadnezzar. So if you ever forget something that works or simply want to find out more, just place to look. So it's got these over here. We're not going to bother with that. Now let's start building. A few houses provide accommodation for the people who live in your city. To build something, you first open the perspective category. So it's looking like that. It says choose what you want to build and a place there. So we just drop these in. Oh, here comes the settlers. That definitely has a kind of ring of Caesar. First settlers have arrived in your city. Take good care of them. So excellent. As you see, you're arriving in your city. Some buildings, such as houses, can also be built by dragging the mouse over an area. So if we go back to houses here, assume they want us to drag. Oops, nope, like that. Good. You might notice that there's some houses seem to be having problems. Move your cursor to the floating point question. You will see that the building is not connected. Oh yeah, so you get a tooltip comes up and says, we can get rid of that. We can do not connected. Build a road. And where's the roads? Let's remove button infrastructure. There's the road. Then we got to build a road all the way around the outside. Excellent. All houses are now accessible and should soon welcome their new settlers. Since our city is now starting to grow, let's have a look at the main objectives. So where's that? It's up here. So it looks like we've got to get a population of 300. We got 360 already. We got a stored goods, wheat and bread. Number of houses have given level shacks 12. So build a farm in the highlighted area. Okay, where's the farm? This here's a crop farm. So we got a green area there. It's saying there, so we better do that. Farm is now ready. It also seems to have a problem. The problem is that their farm doesn't have any fields which to grow crops. To build a field, open the menu with the agricultural structure at the bottom left hand corner of the farm window, then select the wheat field and build it as you would of any other building. Oh, we can move that. Let's get you out of the way. Right click to clear that. So, oh, we got what we got here. We got 3 people in here. There's some kind of icons at the top. Oh, we'll worry about that later on. Build 36 fields in the highlighted area. Oh, can we just drag them? Okay. Excellent. Okay, now you might be wondering what exactly are 36 fields. If you take a closer look at the farm window, you'll see that it currently employs 2 farmers. An even closer look will reveal 2 numbers at the bottom left-hand corner. So each one is the farmer. And that actually gives you an operating. First represents the current number of fields tended by the given farm, and the second is the maximum number of fields the farmer can tend per year. If you build fewer fields, then the farmer won't be fully utilized. If you build more excess fields, they won't be used at all. But that doesn't mean always that you need to build the ideal number of fields. Yes, okay, we got that. Excellent. It's still possible that your farmers are not working. This is caused by the fact that each crop can only be cultivated in a specific part of the year. Specifically, wheat can only be sown between January and March. According to this, we're in November. And the current month is displayed in the middle of the top screen. Yep. And then when November, we start producing wheat, we can prepare for bread production. Let's just get rid of this over here as well. Before we start building a bakery, I need to tell you about transporting goods. Goods are transported by haulers, which is another type of slot, just like farmers. These can be hired into work buildings. Haulers operate automatically and transport goods between their buildings and other work. Okay. However, the most important thing to keep in mind is that you have a limited range. This means that they won't transport goods to buildings too far from their home building. Their range can be displayed using the flag button on the hauler card. Okay, that guy was so he's a hauler. Can't really see anything. Right. No transport will happen. Yes, okay, continue. Build 2 bakeries. Where are the bakeries? That's just logistics. That's not it. That's warehouse. Okay. We got a bakery. So we've got to build 2 bakeries. One there. Oh, that was quick. You know, can't zoom in that close. We won't need any warehouses to produce bread, since haulers can bring wheat from the farm directly to the bakery. But since you need to store bread and wheat to complete this mission objective, we also need to build a warehouse. So I clicked on the warehouse in logistics. So we got to build 2 warehouses. Okay. Be sure these 2 warehouses will be sufficient for wheat as well as bread. You need to make sure that set up everything up. Each warehouse can be configured only to accept specific goods. Use a button below to allow or ban storage. So I'd say that this one really needs to accept bread, and this one needs to accept wheat. I would guess. This looks slightly different from this one. I presume this will change. I don't know if you remove column. But we got this running. Continue. Great. And since everything is set up, successful completion of the mission, take my leave now. Once you close this last page of the tutorial, you can continue building without further restrictions. Feel free to experiment a bit, but don't forget you can also increase the game speed. Also keep in mind that you'll need to first complete all tasks of the mission before you can proceed to the next one. So yeah, it's very much like it used to play before. You've got to get through all the missions. I think we will jack the speed up a little bit, and then we'll have a look round and see what's going. So what we got on the top here? Current money. Peasants. What's the unemployment level? So that tells you whether you got people that are unemployed. Population. That gives the total population. I presume Murray Bet is the name of the town. What we got up here? Show pollution. Okay. So there's a pollution mechanic in the game. What's this? Show appeal. Everything disappeared. Obviously I've got no appeal. What else we got up here? Help. Prestige. I'm assuming that this will kind of be... Oh, so you can either click on the button here or go down here. So we got the production here. So we've already got bread's more than enough bread. So wheat. Bread, so it's the wheat that's considered. This is the global map mission, and we've got shacks production chain. Goods, services. Can we click on there and see what they got? People want goods and services. Goods and services required. So I mean the icons are a bit small, so you probably won't be able to see them very well in the video. And what's this? Got an icon here. It doesn't give me a tooltip on it though. Presume that's productivity because it's got a little smoking factory chimney here. This warehouse is full, but why can't I? Where's the wheat coming from? You got to wait for the wheat to grow. I mean, I could put another farm in, I suppose. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, we had to wait for the harvest to start in October. We got 6 crops. I suppose I could put another farm down. Would that accelerate the process? And they're sowing. Is there anything else I can do while we're looking? This here. That's remove buildings. I certainly don't want to do that. And what else we got here? A bakery. I mean, I could put another crop farm in. Or we can just fiddle around a bit for the moment. So we got some... we're building up now. So we had to wait for the cycle to come around. There we are. So we've completed the first mission. I think we've got enough time to take a look at a second mission and just see what this is. So what's this? Objective population 900. Number of houses given level 4 house is 16. So let's go in here. We'll carry on playing on normal difficulty. Hopefully we won't have to rebuild everything we've already done. It should just kind of continue where we left off. Hopefully, because this is very much the tutorial. Press any key to continue. So it says here, after a long search, we've finally found a place. Let's just try something different. Greetings and welcome back to this mission. I'll show you how to distribute goods and foods to make it create a larger and more prosperous city. I've already built a few houses. You can go right on to a more interesting part. Continue. First, we need to find our current needs. Open a house window. Okay. What we got here right now, we're just interested in the left part of the window. Here you can find the requirements for each available level. If you can secure all the required goods for a house, the house will promote it to the next level. So yes, it is very much like the way Pharaoh used to play. In fact, Caesar used to be terrible because he used to have the small towns, and then they used to combine together and to get to the villas and grand villas, and then I think it eventually got to palaces, if I remember correctly. But trying to get palaces was always a real pain in the neck. Be warned, the house will continue to consume goods. If they run out, the levels will drop. Build one market next to the house in the highlighted area. Where do we get the market? Is this the market? poor market. So we're going to put a poor market there. Get rid of that. Excellent. Now I can tell you more about how slots work. A work building will never do anything on its own. Instead, they each have several slots which can be occupied by a specific profession. This slot performs the designated work. To assign a worker to a slot, you need to press the plus button. Is that? Okay, where's that then? Each slot requires a certain number of workers to recruit it into this area. The number of workers is displayed in the bottom left corner. We go hire a bread seller. Okay. Okay, we got a bread seller. Hire a bread seller and a milk seller. I'm assuming that we'd have to come in like that. Okay. So you can't double up. So we got one bread seller, one. Good. You can now see that a new warning has appeared above the market. But we can ignore that for now. We'll get back to that in a moment. For a market to start distributing goods, it needs to have these goods in their internal storage. The next image shows you where the current internal storage is displayed. Okay, where's that? Now you get an opportunity to show what you learned from the previous mission. Build one farm and with wheat fields and 2 bakeries and 1 livestock farm with goats and. Okay. So we've got to build a farm. We'll build a crop farm. I presume everything's got to be close to where it is at the moment. So I think maybe if we put the farm there, and we've got to build a couple of bakeries, if I can find them. Oh, there's a bakery. There, one farm with 1 wheat field. I'll put the bakeries just there. And of course we got about this. We can only build 30. Let's go 3. What's that? Okay, what's that? So we got that there. And we need a livestock farm. Oops. That doesn't reach. Something just there. Okay, let's just put a livestock farm in there. And what does this need? How many? We put kind of sink those on that side there. Well, it's probably not min-maxing, but not exactly sure what we got there. Can't build there, can't build there. Okay. What's a checkpoint when it's at home? Okay, we're just going to let things run. Excellent, but how will you know that our production can cover the demand? Open the advisor tab. Yeah. Here you'll find an estimate of the current annual production and consumption of each type of good in your city. These estimates assume that each slot has enough workers and there's no transport delays. Here you also find current annual production and consumption as well as the current efficiency. So at the moment, production is pretty good. We're not getting wheat. Okay, continue. But now let's get back to the warning you saw above the market, since that is actually related to the distribution process. Okay. Warning says that sellers don't have any route to follow. Sellers, unlike haulers, don't work automatically. They follow the route that's set by the player and supply houses along the route. So what we got to do is add a checkpoint. And that's where I was looking. If you want to remove the last checkpoint, use that. Okay. So continue to set the routes of both sellers that cover a whole block of houses. So do we kind of do that like that? Do we do the same for you? I presume you can. Okay, I presume these are free. Okay, excellent. You should now see your houses gradually receive bread and milk and each house will then receive both resources, will increase its level and be able to accommodate new inhabitants. So important to note, in most cases you won't be able to satisfy the needs of the whole block of houses during the first round trip of the seller. In fact, some houses might first lose the level previously attained before the level of the whole block goes up. This is completely fine. It's certainly not necessary to immediately hire a new seller. Just check the production can cover consumption of all the houses. So our population is going up. Do we need more houses? Or we just need to keep an eye on things and let things go? So we're getting the stuff in there. Right, we need one more to go up. Probably this one that's giving the problem, isn't it? Why are you unhappy? Because you're at the end of the route, aren't you? All right, here comes one. And what have you got? There we are. And I think this will probably be a good point to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed this first look. The game does certainly have a look and feel similar to Pharaoh and Caesar, and I think in some ways that slightly retro type look actually endears me to the game. I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to do a let's play on this because I'm a bit short of time, but this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed this first look, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.